this is Anna from Cat Realty, and today I'm going to talk to you about importing and buying online in Portugal. What are the things you have to worry about, what are the taxes, and what does and does not exist. So, for those of you who don't know, Cat Realty is a relocation and investment agency that helps people that are looking to move to Portugal get all settled, and we work with both rentals and purchases and aim to work and help the person throughout the whole process. That means helping integrate, helping find the right neighborhoods, the right location, and so on. We also work with lifestyle, so you just tell us what you are looking for and we will find the right location for you in all of Portugal. So, today's topic, like I was saying, importations. This is something I struggled a lot throughout my time, and when I was younger, when I started university, I actually fell in love with alternative fashion, and I fell in love with a very specific fashion from Japan. So I loved to order things from Japan, and I found a lot of things in a bad way. I had a lot of fun situations with customs. Not fun. But anyway, things are actually a bit better now, and on top of that whole import experience that I had, I also had a product-based business where I imported a lot of goods. So I am very aware of how things work when it comes to import taxes here in Portugal. So whenever you order something from outside of the European Union, you may incur custom taxes. So the things that are exempt are packages that are sent from personal to personal of a value of up to 45 euros. So these can be, for example, gifts and so on. And however, do keep in mind that this value is calculated for the content plus the cost of shipping, which is something very silly, but it is what it is. So if the content plus cost of shipping ends up costing more than 45 euros, you will end up paying custom taxes, which is not a very nice thing, and they absolutely don't care if it is a gift and if you even don't know about it. I've heard a lot of horror stories where people received actual gifts that they didn't know they were coming, and then they had to try and sort things out with customs to actually get their gift. So definitely be aware of that and warn your loved ones about the gifts they may send you to be very careful. The things stopping or not in customs can be a bit of a roulette. However, nowadays there is a whole lot more of control, so it's fairly likely that packages will stop, especially when they are bigger packages and heavier packages. Then the other exemption is from commercial to personal, where the exemption is up to 150 euros on the value of goods that are exempt from import taxes. And over that amount, you will once again pay import taxes, and once again this applies to contents plus shipping. So the actual import taxes vary. So you have several types of taxes as usual in Portugal. You always have to pay the VAT tax, so IVA, so the VAT, and that is 23% in Portugal right now. Then on top of that, you also have to pay the desalfandegamento, so that's basically just the administrative fee for the customs to have your package and the work to get it unpacked. This is usually fairly low, and then there is also, if the package stays in the customs for more than a certain period of time, you also pay storage tax, or storage fee in this case. And you also have the import rights taxes that vary depending on product. For example, books and phones, weirdly, pay zero import taxes, but most of the clothing items pay something like between 12 to 16%, and that's on top of VAT. And then you also tend to have the administrative costs from the post office itself. So when it is the CTT, so the kind of national post office that's a public-private right now, they fixated their fees at €5 for up to 25 euros value. Yes, it was €5 up to let's say 50 euros, and then 12 euros above that, which isn't too bad. However, if you go with other types of delivery services like, DHL, DHL, and FedEx and that kind of thing, sometimes they have absolutely horrible import desalfangamento and administrative fees, and I found out the hard way. Once, I think it was FedEx, they tried to charge me 150 euros for the administrative fees of getting things out of customs, on top of all the custom fees. So that was fun. And be definitely very careful when you order. So I mostly advise to order within the European Union. And another thing that I got a lot of customers asking me about is Amazon. So no, we do not have Amazon in Portugal. However, there is Amazon Spain that ships to Portugal, and the website supports Portuguese and Spanish and English. So you basically use Amazon Spain the same way you would use Amazon for Portugal. However, not 100% of sellers ship to Portugal, but the vast majority of things ship to Portugal just fine, and it's a very efficient delivery like the Amazon usually is. So regarding ordering from other countries outside of the European Union, it can definitely be a pain. And regarding Amazon inside the European Union, you only have two Amazons, well, at least that I know of. You have the Spanish and the Dutch, so the Amazon.de. The UK is outside of European Union right now, so do not order things from Amazon UK or you may pay import taxes. And anything that is outside of European Union, so that be UK, that be US, Brazil, Africa, China, all of those things go under the tax, import, and fees. However, as you probably are aware, a lot of companies have found workaround in order to save their clients some money on their online shopping. And most of these companies, I believe, work with something that is called triangular operations in order to lower the values of the import, because usually the import taxes that they charge are often lower than what you would pay to customs here in Portugal if you imported it directly, which is a great thing. So definitely when you order from outside of the European Union, be very careful to make sure that either you are purchasing a shipping method that already covers the import fees, or you know how they are sending and get a triangular operation going. When I had a product import business, I would order items making triangular operations. And what is a triangular operation? Triangular operations, let's imagine you are ordering something from China, but in order for it not to come directly into Portugal and for you to pay a buttload of fees on the customs, there are countries within the European Union that have a lot more attractive import fees, and the triangular operations basically go from the country that you are ordering to a lower tax country within the European Union, and then get sent to Portugal from that lower tax country, so you don't pay taxes in Portugal as it already had entered the European Union. And I believe that most of the companies that work with pre-import tax payments work in that way, and it is also the most advantageous way of ordering items from abroad, especially from a business perspective. Not most of the small businesses and so on will not know how to do this kind of operations, but business oriented sellers and so on are usually used to this kind of operations, and big stores and big companies also tend to be aware of this, and like I was saying, they probably use this for the whole import tax scheme, and that is definitely a good thing. So I believe this more or less covers everything that there is to know about importing from Portugal, and definitely be very careful with it, because there is not a lack of taxes and fees, as it is usually the case in Portugal. And also, right now the customs are a lot more efficient than they used to be. But back in my early 20s, when I started having adventures with customs, I would wait for months for things to get out of the goddamn customs. And usually it's very different if you order using the standard shipping and express shipping. When it is express shipping, things get out of customs a whole lot faster than when it is standard shipping, so also keep that in mind. When you are ordering stuff from outside of the European Union, I usually recommend using the express shipping with the custom clearance or with triangular operations, because if you use regular shipping, you do have a higher probability of it not stopping in customs, which is once again not a guarantee at all. And the heavier and the bigger the package is, the more likely it is to stop in customs. But it also is the risk that if it does stop in customs, it may take a whole lot longer to get out of customs. So do keep all of those things in mind when you are ordering something from abroad. And overall, I just recommend when you go to your own country, fill up your bags with whatever you want to bring, because it will be a whole lot simpler to get through customs in the airport than it is to get to customs when sending things. So this is all my savvy import advice for you. I hope that you enjoyed and this was valuable. I would love to hear your stories about import. I'm sure you have a lot of them like I do. And once again, for those of you who don't know, I'm Anna from Cat Realty. We are a relocation and investment agency. If you are looking to move and live in Portugal, do reach out. You can always check our website at www.savvycatrealty.com, where we share a lot of information about how to live and move to Portugal for free in our blog. We also have weekly video updates and try to bring as much value to our audience as possible. And of course, we also have a newsletter that keeps you updated of our services and what's going on in Portugal every week. So do subscribe to our YouTube channel, to our newsletter, and I see you all again next week. Bye!